Chinese bamboo seeds take 5 years to sprout. It needs nurturing and watering consistently and persistently. Then the magic growth is seen 39 inches in 24 hours. Book reading session with Dr. Kiran Bedi is like nurturing the germinating minds of the youth by building them from within with skills, inspiration, and confidence so that they become the strongest yet flexible backbone of the nation.
My hobbies are dancing, sketching, cooking, cycling. These are my stress busters after a hectic day at school. I basically love to extend a helping hand in any way I can. And hence, I'm a social activist working on the empowerment of farmers. While these are my hobbies, my passion is public speaking.
My hobbies are playing football, traveling, and gardening. I like to play football with my friends at the school as well as in the evening on a daily basis. I love gardening. I grow many plants here in Sharjah, UAE, even though I live in a flat. Thank you.
I am a multi-talented girl. I learned Western dance, classical dance, singing, drawing, chess, tennis and many more. Some of my clips of my drawings are
Hi, my hobby is drawing. I started to draw in the lockdown. Initially it was not that good, but then I practiced a lot and now my drawings are a lot better. So I understood that practice makes a man perfect. Here are my drawings.
Hello everyone, my name is Anjali Pari and today I'll be talking about my hobbies. My hobbies are running and playing basketball, and dancing, singing, sketching are my talents. Here you can have a look. Thank you.
Hello, my hobbies include singing, dancing, drawing, and practicing gardening. Here are some pic of my drawing and the plants which I maintain. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Anjali Pari and today in this video I'll be talking about my favorite story book. So my favorite story book is Akbar Birbul's story because it tells us about the wit, wisdom and optimism. And one thing I have learned from this story, you don't have to believe everything what you hear, and that really helped me. Thank you.
My favorite book is The Wings of Fire, an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam, who is considered as the missile man of India. It talks about how a middle-class man turned out to be the president of India. The main reason I love this book is because it talks about aeronautical engineering, which is preferred by me. Thank you.
There are basically many books that I like, but in specific, I like Sudhamurthy ma'am's grandma stories because of the morals and fantasy in it. This has also helped me start my own comic series, Little Shazu's Farm Tales, where I articulate and illustrate my farming journey with fantasy in it.
I love to read Sudhamurthy ma'am books and novels. One of such novels that I really love to read is The Magic of the Lost Temple, which describes about how people change during the time of their life and how we are totally forgetting about some important people and some important places in our life which are really important in our lives. Thank you.
So my one of the favorite book is Energize Your Mind, written by Swami Gaur Gopal Das. This book will help you take charge of your mind, your feelings, your emotions, your challenges, your very life, and help to lead a life which is joyful and meaningful. Thank you.
Hi, my favorite book is Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. There are four characters: Sniff, Curry, Hem, and Haw. I like this book because these characters teach us to adapt to changes in our life, and it was a fantastic experience for me to read this book.
जय थारी माँ, जय थारी माँ टू ऑल आवर चिल्ड्रन। जी, हमारी ऑडियंस का स्वागत है। आइए जुड़िए, आज हमारा 113th बुक रीडिंग सेशन है। चिल्ड्रन, यू ऑल 13 14 विथ वेरी अवेयर, सो दैट्स वंडरफुल। जी, mommy, they'll introduce themselves and then they've prepared a little, they've collected their thoughts and feelings about the attires of their states. जी, mommy, your mic.
Hello, children. How are you?
Fine.
How are you? I'm asking you. How are you?
We are fine, ma'am.
We are fine, ma'am.
Fine, thank you.
Fine.
How are you? I'm asking you. How are you?
Ma'am, we are fine.
We are good, ma'am.
How are you?
We are fine.
We are or I'm fine? I'm fine or we are fine?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Shazana, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Good. And Adrian?
I'm fine, ma'am. I'm happy.
No, you don't look happy. Be happy. Smiling. Fun. Laughter. Okay, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. Give me a joke. Anyone of you knows a good joke? Anyone of you knows a good joke? Joke of the session. Come on, tell me a joke. Shizana, Adrian, Pujita, Anjali, and what's her name? Shri you got such long names. Shri Kartika. Hey, tell me a joke. You mean to say you know, none of you know any joke?
Ma'am, none of them are coming to our brain now.
Huh?
None of them are coming to our mind now.
Look at that. I'm going to make a mandatory thing in the BRS is tell me a joke. Because this is a time to have a lot of fun. This is an age where you joke, you have fun, you dance, you sing. You all are drawing. You are playing football, you're playing games. But what about a joke? Which makes you all laugh and laugh your gut out. Edwin, no joke?
I'm currently not able to think of one, ma'am.
Look at that. A drought of jokes. Shrikant, no jokes? Such a serious face. You're such a serious face. Why are you so serious? Huh? I know the books you're reading. You've already introduced yourself. Saina said you'll introduce yourself. You already introduced yourselves. You told me about the book you read. You told me about the talent you're doing. Only thing I can ask you is what school you read. What school are you from? Okay. Anjali, which is your school?
Ma'am, I'm from Global Ed School, Hyderabad.
Okay. What do you like about your school the most?
I like one thing, ma'am. Basically, in our school, plastics are not allowed. So basically, our school looks forward for the environmental friendly products, ma'am.
Excellent.
So I like that.
For instance, explain.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain. Explain.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, in our school, there are a lot of programs to like motivate childrens, like helping hands, in which all the workers in our schools, like we can just give them a cloth or a book to like make them happy, in which we can learn good things also. And also, in our school, plastics are not allowed. So totally, plastics are banned. We are we are allowed to use only clothes, bags, or like eco-friendly stuffs only, ma'am. So in our school, like our principal motivate us more. Like she's also a good swimmer too, ma'am. She has like got so many medals. She motivates us, ma'am.
You have a swimming pool in the school?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a swimming pool in the school?
No, ma'am. My principal ma'am is like very good in swimming, so she has like got like 3 gold medals in like state level, ma'am. Also, she's
Good.
like inspires me every time, ma'am.
Lovely. How does she inspire you? What does she do that inspires you?
Basically, like she's active, like she's make herself active. She does like a lot of activities. She has like taken like parts in many activities of swimming contest, and she has got so many awards also, like with the best principal of the year too. And also, like in every time she says one thing, ma'am, like be positive and your life will be happier. That's what she says.
Okay. All right. Puji, what is your school? Name your school, which you all none of you mentioned. So I want to know your school.
Ma'am, I'm from Edify School, Tirupati, ma'am.
Very nice. Then I'll ask you about the dresses you planned. I'll ask you about. I'm asking you these unexpected questions you're not prepared for. Is it good to ask no unexpected questions? So Puji, you are from Tirupati, and what is it that you liked your school about?
Ma'am, in my school, they focus more on talents than studies. Of course, studies will be there, but also they focus on talents. My principal had a very inspiring story. He just tells to us why so tends to be chill. That's what I really like about him. Yes, ma'am.
And what else do you like about your school?
Um, Ma'am, actually, we concentrate more on talents.
Like, for
So,
instance, explain what makes you
ma'am,
say so. What makes you say so?
ma'am, even though we have final exams, in many schools there are like they have final exams and leave to home.
I
But
know
in
these are
few times we do have activities, 1 hour
what are those activities?
where we really concentrate. And even through there are classes going on, they have special classes like PT, art and craft, and many more. Even we have clubs, ma'am, 4 clubs. In that we is even to have media club. So we in that media club, so I'm there in that media club. So we go to all other 3 clubs and interview there, ma'am. Yeah, so they focus more on activities than studies over there. It may have a lot of tests during studies, but we relax that in our activity time. And also during the classes, there are many activities like, ma'am, like in primary, every Saturday there will be a session. In that only there will be like children making role plays and many more like those that inspire everyone, ma'am. So that's what I really like. And even to an assemblies, we celebrate everything. Children, the secondary kids will be given the board outside, ma'am. So we'll be decorating that. I'm on to it. Yeah, ma'am.
Very nice.
So I really
Very,
enjoy schooling.
very nice. Shazana, tell us about your school.
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Chettinad Vidyashram, Chennai. So I have been in the school for the past 12 years. My school is my pride. We have a lot of things in our school like swimming, basketball. We have coachings for different sports. We have a lot of cultural events. Like for a year, we have about 20 events, sports day, like annual day. We conduct Maitri. There's something called Maitri where we call people from other schools and we ask them to perform in our school. And we have different things. And I would like to talk about my correspondent, Dr. Mrs. Meena Mutaya. She's around 90 now, but still she has always been there for all of us. Our principal has been the backbone of our school. She is a strong lady, a very, very inspirational lady for all of us. She's a narrator, and we call our correspondent Meena Auntie. So she's our beloved Meena Auntie, and she also inspires us.
Tell me about your school, Edrin.
Ma'am, I'm studying in the Emirates National School, Sharjah, and our principal, Mr. Ravi Thomas, gives importance to values rather than education more. He loves to give values to children, and when he graduates children, he wants values to be inculcated in their lives. So in our school, values are given more importance. And also, in our school, there are many sports activities such as the interclass football tournaments, basketball tournaments. Then we have art festivals. Then we have sports meets. We go to different stadiums here in Sharjah for sports meet. And then also selected students from our school, students with great values, then academic performance, and all are invited for going to a ALI camp here in Kerala. From Sharjah, we travel to Kerala. In Alua, the place is called Alua. There we have ALI camp in which selected students are requested to go. And we all have so much fun. And in the school, I have an experience of 6 years. And it mainly talks about values. Many values, love for nature, integrity. Many of these values are given importance in our school, man.
How do they explain values? How do you learn values?
Values such as every time the principal wants to talk to us, wants to interact with us, he teaches us in different ways that how values are the most important in our life. And through these values, he motivates us educationally, and he tries to improve our grades through these values. He conducts more meetings along with us. Like if we are a bad class or if we are not performing well, all on the sudden, our principal takes in hand to help us and grow our class again and then become first. So our principal takes values and initiatives to help us grow in life.
What is the how are you learning to be honest?
Ma'am, through different experiences, ma'am. Sir has taught us that honesty is the best policy. For example, um, for example, in our school, there are many values that are being taught. Honesty is one of them. In honesty, it comes under integrity. And children are not promoted to lie in our school, but some children do. But Ravi sir tries to talk to them and tries to improve them and tries to get them out of this uh, habit of lying and helps them in life. And through this talking and interacting with our principals, it helps us to change our lives. And from grade 1 onwards to grade 12, if we have not shown much importance to values, by grade 12, by graduating, Sir has promised us that we'll be nurtured and we'll be given great values, and we'll be able to take care of our parents in their old ages, sir. In their old ages, ma'am.
Are you graded in values? Is there any way you've been graded?
Yes, ma'am, we get certificates and awards
For what?
for integrity, truthfulness, honesty. We get awards in we have a program called Winners Day, which celebrated in Republic Day in Sharjah, UAE. And in that programs, children for academic excellence gets prize for the seven pillars of our school. That is honesty, inclusiveness, integrity. All of these seven pillars, for these the children get awards in our school. And for athletic performances and for sports activities and for singing, dancing, and all of those extracurricular activities, ma'am.
Okay, good. Thanks you. Srikant, Sri,
Thank you.
tell us about your school. Thank you, beta. Srikartika.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm studying in SSM school in Chennai, and I have been studying in this school since grade one. Now I'm in grade nine, and one thing I like about my school is discipline. My school is very disciplined, and the children are very obedient. Though the children may be a little playful and mischievous, they never forget to respect the teachers and the higher officials. And another thing I like about my school is we have a variety of activities except studying, like yoga, fine arts, library, swimming, sports, everything. And from grade 6 to grade 12, we have educational tours, and below that, we have field trips. So, except studying, we have a lot of things. That's what I like about my school.
Is it a co-ed? Is it a girls' school or a co-ed?
Co ed school, ma'am.
And Anjali, have you answered? Anjali?
Yes, ma'am. I have answered.
Okay, good. All right. Now you are going to share with me the dresses of the, as you planned, called Dresses of India. So what is your learning? Okay, your turn, Pooja. Pujitali. Dresses of India. Who's going to speak first? Saina? Who's going to speak first?
Fuji, can you hear us?
No, she
Fuji
can't.
is not hearing. Okay, let
Shri,
me
you
go to
want to
Shazana.
speak later? Shri?
Shazana, are you hearing me? Are the children hearing me? Shazana, are you
Yes,
hearing
ma'am.
me?
Yes,
Okay, go
ma'am.
ahead. Okay, go ahead. Fuji is not cannot hear me, so I'll talk to her later. So
Yeah.
tell us about what you prepared yourself for Dresses of India.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak to you about Kandangi saris from Karaikudi. So, Kandangi saris is one of the most beautiful, unique handloom saris of Tamil Nadu. These saris are known for their vibrant colors, intricate designs, and superior quality. They are made using high quality cotton yarn, which is hand woven in traditional looms by skilled weavers. One of the unique features of these Kandangi saris are that they are reversible. We can wear it in both the sides.
Oh,
And they are usually with integrate designs of floral designs like and checks and like more of the traditional designs of Tamil Nadu. They are not just beautiful, but they also have a unique significance. They are the symbol of Tamil Nadu's rich heritage. Like in those days, rich people of the Chettinad houses used to wear Kandangi saris like in their home for a nice vacation, for a religious festival. And yes, this sari has been treasured by most of the people in the world.
that's nice. Have you seen it? You
Yes,
do
ma'am.
you have
When I
do
was
you
in
have it
Karaikal.
at home?
Ma'am?
Do you have it at home? Anybody having it at home?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I just saw it. I couldn't buy it.
Doesn't matter. But you saw it to study it?
Yes, ma'am.
And who did you ask to study?
When I was in Karikudi, I went through the whole loom, like the traditional looms. There I learned about this Kannagi sari.
Very nice. To
Yes.
prepare for this session,
Uh, Actually, I had all that in mind, and I just went through it once.
you knew it earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right, Edwin,
Yes, ma'am.
which is
Good evening, ma'am.
favorite? Which one have you identified?
Ma'am, I'm a Keralite, ma'am. I'm residing and studying in Sharjah, UAE, but I'm very delighted to talk about this topic. Ma'am, the traditional dress of Kerala symbolizes a simple way of life. It is typically worn in functions, festivals, traditional functions and festivals. And the traditional dress of Kerala is the mundu. It is worn by both men and women of Kerala. And it is white color, symbolizes purity and elegance. And towards the upper body, the men wear a dress called male mundu, and the women wear a dress called neriyadu. And both of them are often replaced by a white shirt or jubba by men, and also by women a blouse. According to the region, the dress depends from the upper body. And this mund is tightly tied around the waist. And also nowadays, men and women of Kerala tend to dress in shirt, trousers. Then they also women wear dresses like churdas, saris, according to their convenience. These days, most people dress according to their convenience. But during traditional ceremonies and functions, they dress up in traditional way as these type of saris. And Mundu Neriyadum is a type of sari in olden Kerala. It's an olden sari itself, but in Kerala, olden women used to wear it. Old in the past, women used to wear this type of saris, and these saris are even being used these days as a sign of respect and loyalty towards the state of Kerala.
So a lot of them wear in Sharjah as well.
Yes, ma'am. Some of them. My mother has the same sari, ma'am.
And the men?
Most. Yes,
No.
ma'am.
What do the men wear around Sharjah? Do they wear more pants or wear they mundus?
In Sharjah, they wear mundu. No, in Sharjah, they wear trousers. But in Kerala, since I'm a Keralite, but I'm living and residing in Sharjah, but I'm a Keralite. So in Kerala, most of them wear mundu, which is very common in Kerala. It is similar to dhoti, which men wear in India.
Yes, that's right. Okay, thank
And
you. Thank
also
you.
it
Yeah,
has a border which is known as kara.
yes.
It's a mainly golden color. We can identify it in every mund. When we go to Kerala, it has a border known as kara. It is mainly golden color, and embroidery is done over there.
No, right, right. I understand it
And
now. I get that. I get. I saw so many. Then now you make it more understandable.
yeah, ma'am, so many
Yeah,
designs are there.
right. Shrika,
Yes, ma'am. Uh, so I'm going to talk about the traditional dresses of Tamil Nadu, which is the state I was born in and I am living in. The traditional dresses of Tamil Nadu is sari for women and dhoti for men. Sari is the longest dress in the world with no stitches. It's just a long piece of cloth which beautifully drapes around a woman's body. Sari finds immense significance in the traditional clothing for women in Tamil Nadu. Kanchipuram silk saris is well known for its exquisite style and it is woven out of pure mulberry silk thread. Kanchipuram silk saris find a place in every woman's wardrobe. Men generally wear dhotis. Dhotis are worn differently in different parts of the country. The dhotis are available in different colors, but pure white dhotis are the traditional costumes for men in Tamil Nadu. Young men wear dhotis in a variety of colors. A dhoti is worn with a shirt and an angavastra, which is a white piece of cloth worn on the shoulders of the men. A dhoti is the symbol of spirituality. Thank you, ma'am.
very nice. Thank you. Anjali from Hyderabad. Anjali, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. So, namaste, ma'am. My name is Anjali Pari, and I'm going to talk about the traditional dress of Odisha. So, before starting of my topic, so in generally, as you all know, like women's wear saris, men's wear dhoti, kurta, and pajama, and girls of India wears salwar kameez, and at the top they wear dupatta. So, coming to the Odisha, a famous sari, Sambalpuri sari, is very famous in Odisha. So, it has a traditional motif of shank, which is also known as shell. Fool means flower, and chakra means wheel, which describes a true native Odia culture with the color red, black, and white, which represents the god Jagannath's face. And there's one special technique before, like woven into fabric, they're first tie dyed into colors and then they are woven into fabrics. And as you all know, it became popular during when late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi started wearing those. And in 90s and 80s, they became most popular all over the India. And now it's like very famous in Odisha. Its original started from Sambalpur. It's a place in Odisha, and that's how the Sambalpuri sari got its name. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, your turn, Pooji. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you, ma'am.
Go
So,
ahead.
good evening, ma'am. So, today I'm going to tell about traditional dresses of Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, women wear saris with blouse, men wear dhotis, lungis, and kurtas. Girls wear langa voni. Lambadis are tribes of Andhra Pradesh in which they wear ankle length skirt, blouse, and a dupatta. Andhra Pradesh is well known for its handlooms industries. Few of them are Dharmavaram, Kanchi, Chiraga, Mangalgiri, Venkatgiri looms are few of them, which produce handlooms saris. Dharmavaram is famous for its production uh, and distribution of silk saris. Ikata saris are famous for its zigzag patterns. Mangalgiri saris are cotton saris, which are really famous. That's all. Thank you.
I think the next BR group can be given the dances of their respective regions and they should ask to perform bit. What do you think, Saina? Next time, where we gave dresses of India to this group, to the batch 114. We can give them the dance of their area and perform. Show us a little performance. That would be interesting. They will do a little performance. So give us one step. So they can stand up, or they can send it to the step before in the video that we asked them. What do you think, Saina?
We can do it for the video.
Yeah, with a video. We can ask them, send us a prior video of the dance of their area and perform. So we can have their performance in that video. No? And then we can talk about the dance, but performance can be in the video. So we can also ask them to tell us one joke. One joke. We are asking them to read a lot, but I think we should also make them laugh a bit. Tell us a joke. What do you say? So we can have about 5 or 6 jokes per session, and we can all have a laughter. So each it should come as a joke, and all children can laugh. What do you say, Saina? I think we're becoming a little too serious for our age. Aren't we? Okay, let's go to the questions. You have questions to ask. Shrikatika, your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when there is a new leader emerging in the country, there are so many challenges the new leader has to face, of which the main one would be making the followers to do the righteous things when they are already practiced in a different way over for long years. Kindly suggest some ways to achieve this objective of doing the righteous things and also making our followers do the righteous things amidst all odds.
Let's understand, as at this age group, all of you are, that when you are different from the rest, when you are different from the rest, you stand out, don't you? When you do it differently, what happens? You stand out. And what happens when you stand out? Everybody's observing you. Everybody is watching you. And everybody is now either following you or envious of you. Remember that. That's a message for you, youngster. When you are different from the rest, like for instance, you are first in the class, you stand up, you stand out, you get the prize. So many are clapping, but many are saying they wish they could be like you. So they're envious. And this is natural human tendency. It's a natural human behavior to applaud, but also be envious. Why? Because they could not be like you. And as one of you said, your school teaches discipline the most. So as you grow up, everybody is not fully disciplined. Discipline is taught, discipline is learned, but everybody's degree of discipline is different. Isn't it? That is why your marks are different. Everybody doesn't get 100 out of 100. Few get it, few get the highest, and others then taper down. So therefore, your question is about leadership. So when the leader becomes a leader, he stands out or he stands out. Let's look at our own prime minister. He's the leader, right? He's a leader in the country, and he's a leader of his party as well. In a way, he leads his party. He's a leader of his own political party, even though there's a president of the party. But he is a leader, and doesn't he? When he addresses them, the entire party members are sitting and he's addressing. Now, such a leader is admired, applauded, appreciated. But there are many members of the party or his party. Now we're taking off any leader. Now we're putting aside, we're not talking about our prime minister. Any leader who stands out is admired, respected, and also envied. So there'll be always people who would want to replace him. Why? Because it's human nature. So therefore, but there will also be many members who will not be as honest as the leader. Some may be deviant. Why? Why would they? They'll still be members of the party, still be members of the same group, but they will have a different value system. because they've grown up with a different value system. That's why I was asking you, and Edrin was talking about the value systems being taught in the school all the time. So everybody's school is different, focus is different. Some schools focuses on talent. I see, that's why I asked you. All of you have given a different answer. Somebody's focus is on activities. Somebody's on talent. Somebody's on value systems. Somebody may be on sports. Somebody will be on academics. Somebody will be on technology. So value system is different for everybody. Degree. Not that they don't know it. Everybody knows being honest is good. Honesty is good. Discipline is good. Truth is good. Punctuality is good. Giving is good. Everybody knows that. But everybody's degree is different. So when a leader, I'm answering your question now. So remember, when there is a leader, he's a leader because he has more followers. That's why he's the leader. He's more followers. Like, for instance, Mahatma Gandhi. He was a leader. He had so many followers. And yet he was shot dead. Why was he shot dead? By Godse. Why? Because he also had people who were not thinking the way he was thinking. And they found the time to kill him, to shoot him. Even though he was loved and admired, yet one man shot him dead. So you will always have people who will envy you or who will not agree with you and then be revengeful. Similarly, in gangsters, in crime, you have a gang leader. You have always a gang leader. There's always a hierarchy. And they'll be down below. One will be very protective about the gang leader, and the others will envy him and look for a chance to shoot him. Why? Because they want to be the leader. They want to be in charge of the gang. So human nature is both. It applauds, it appreciates, it loves, it respects. But human nature, you will have individuals who will also be revengeful, who will also be envious, and who will also be looking for displacing you. And when they can hurt you. Therefore, a leader has to be very careful in as he conducts himself. That is why most of the political leaders are susceptible. That's why you have security around them. You have VIP security. You have black cats, right? You have security, you've got sanitation, you're searching, because the leader also has to take care of those who will like to displace him or hurt him. So this is human nature. But a leader is a leader as long as he has majority. But supposing there is a leader who doesn't have the majority with him and yet wants to continue to occupy the position, he needs bigger protection. He protects himself more and more and more because he's afraid and afraid. So leadership is a challenge. Leadership is not a simple, very cushy position. Leadership is a seat of thorns. Leadership means a lot of responsibility, but leadership is also very thorny. It's not a comfortable position. In fact, it's said when you're a leader, you're alone at the top. You're basically alone. This is what Indira Gandhi used to say. I'm alone at the top. I'm by myself. So sometimes the leader may have any followers, but the leader is also all alone. So leadership is not a company. It's a lonely position also, because you're the only one then. You're the only one. Have you understood? So if you choose to be a leader, you have to remember to carry people along, but also be remembered that you're not permanently anywhere. There'll be others who will be looking for chances to replace you at any time. Or as a leader, you decide to move away. Like, for instance, 3 women prime ministers, 3 women political leaders have moved away from their position voluntarily. You've had New Zealand leader, prime minister. What did she do? She resigned. She says, it's time for me to go. There's 2 other leaders of Europe, of prime ministers. 3 women in the last few weeks have moved away from leadership. They did not choose to be leader anymore. And somebody said it was now, he said there was no, Not much in my belly, no fire in the belly. When the New Zealand Prime Minister decided to move away from the Prime Ministership, she says, I don't have the fire in the belly. So she chose not to be a leader. So leader has its own price under pressure. Okay? So when you choose to be a leader, you like being a leader, remember, you have to have the energy. You have the energy, capability, capacity, and merit. But yet, as long as you have it, you stay. Otherwise, others will replace you. And there'll be people who will also have deviant behaviors. You cannot guarantee everybody's behavior. Yet they'll be your followers. They may still be your followers. You may be honest, but you may have some dishonest also as your followers. So this is your first question. Anjali, your question?
Yes, ma'am. So my question is like, what message do you want to convey to the girls for the current generation about their career planning?
I'm so glad that girls and career planning are now going together. Because earlier, girls and career planning was never the issue. Earlier was girls and hoping to be in a career or not to be a career. Now, your generation is talking about career. The career you should choose, I would, every girl, no, everybody, girl or a boy. First of all, girls and careers now need to go together. Why? Because you're all getting very highly qualified and educated to very good quality. You're having an exposure to good education. And you're also looking for self-dependence, self-reliance. You're also in a position to empowerment so that you can empower others. You are leaders. You are emerging as leaders in your own capacity. The career you need to choose is what you like, not uh, what attracts you is very important. For instance, uniform attracted me, hard work attracted me, service through authority attracted me. For some, teaching attracts. For some, enterprise attracts. For some, wealth, doing business attracts. For some, security services, armed forces attract. Right? For some, innovation and technology attracts. For some, art and culture attracts. What attracts you? What are you comfortable in? Be that. Be that. Don't look at where is money in it. Look at what's close to your heart, because there is a scope in everything today. Today, the world has become so versatile that there's a value for everything, whether through head, through heart, or the hands. Everything has a value, whatever you do, or creativity. So, head, heart, and hands, all about creativity, but whatever you like. So, adopt, I would say, girls, is to adopt. The same thing, the boys. Go for a career which you're comfortable in, which is like a hobby to you, which you enjoy doing. Shazana, your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. So you have written many books yourself. How did you develop interest in writing, and what do you hope to achieve with your writing skills?
I have, there's no doubt, I've written several books. I think what got me into writing more was I did my doctorate, PhD. So when you do your PhD, you learn to research. But I was also already research oriented as a student. Then we never had the Google. We had libraries. We never had the Google. We never had the Wikipedias, researchers. So we had to go to the library to understand, read biographies of people or read books. So then they were all hard books. We never had technology. Computer came much later, and the Wikipedias and the Googles and now chat GPTs have come. So you have more and more of technology. So I was already research oriented, because when I was studying my research for my master's subjects for my, or even my BA graduate honors, you have to read lots of books for one subject. Supposing I want to read Milton, or I want to read Shakespeare, or I want to understand Rabindranath Tagore, I would read more books and go back to the library to see what all is written on Tagore. So I was research oriented, because when you do honors and you do higher learning, you will do research. So you become research oriented. So once you're research oriented and then further do PhD, when you do research methodology, is trained in research methodology. Obviously, you have to write your thesis, and thesis is almost a book. Thesis is a book. It's not few pages. But while what kept me writing was my love for reading and writing as an expression. It is like poetry. It is like writing. It gets stuck here. You want to write. You want to speak. You want to express. Then what happened was, when I started to participate in declamations and debates, I had to prepare again. I would write my points. So from point writing, it became chapter writing. From speeches, then it became the published material. So PhD to then speaking engagements to documenting what's in writing, what interested me, what was of value to me. And that's how books started to emerge and start to get written. And then the computerization made it easy. You could do it on Word, and then Microsoft Word programs came, which were very healthy. And then further programs made writing so easy. And then Grammarly also came as a great software to do correction while I was writing my own book, latest book. So all these the technology tools have made writing easier. Earlier, if you typed a wrong word, you had to change the whole page, because you couldn't even erase it. You never had the back tag to clear it up. Whole page had to be rewritten if you made a typing error, because it was all manual. Then came the electronic typewriter, where you could do back shift, and you could clean it and rewrite the word, made it easier. But I remember when we used to earlier write, the whole page had to be changed if we made one error. But then writing became easier. But then you are thinking, by the time you matured in your thoughts, you want to write. So you're speaking, you're writing, and then you're publishing. And then you're researching. So all this becomes a package. So therefore, doing your PhD, etc., gives you, but doesn't matter if you're not into PhDs, you are a natural writer. Now the tools of writing are much easier. And now the chat GPT is where you can cheat a lot. You can say, I have this model, and can you give me an idea? And you can do this. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for education. They can literally write a chapter for you. But that will be plagiarism, because now there will be tools to detect whether you got it from chat GPT or did you write yourself. All these are very interesting developments of these years of writing. Now it might be that you do your research, sit in the class and write your essay without computers. So you see, that situation has come now because of the artificial intelligence, which has evolved. So I wrote my book, right, because it was a growth within of thoughts and then final expression. It was verbal, then taking the word, and then it was writing also because I thought it was good to see now. It's leaving a legacy, like biographies or autobiographies. And this latest book, which I wrote, is a legacy. It's all about the work. So when work happens and you feel it was been worth it, you want to write it for legacy, for future generations. So that's how, otherwise it never gets documented as a work. That's what also encourages and inspires you to write. Sometimes it's creative writing, sometimes it's documented writing. It's for history reasons. Sometimes it's self-expression. So many things. These are my reasons. Shazana. Now,
Thank you, ma'am. That was truly inspiring.
Thank you. Pujita, your turn. Your question, Pujita?
Yes, ma'am. So, which is the most memorable day in your life?
There's no one. There's no one day. There's no one day. But let me ask my daughter if she remembers what could be the most memorable day of my life as mother. Sana, what do you think could be the most memorable day of my life? You as a daughter watched that mummy do this. What do you think?
I think for you, the parade, leading the Republic Day parade.
Wow. See that? I think that was the most memorable day. You're right. Leading the 26th January parade in 1975, first woman in uniform ever led a male parade on the Karvapat. It was earlier Rajpath. Now it's Karmapath. So leading that parade in Republic Day, it was a very, very memorable day when it went flawlessly, doing the real salute and walking 14 kilometers with the sword in hand. That was history created, I think. She was so good. Saina was right. It was the most memorable day. Why? Also, it changed the history of women because thereafter it was the Women's International Year of the Woman declared by the United Nations. So 1975, I leading the parade, a woman in uniform, a totally male parade, and the first time ever. I think that is when women arrived in India. That was a breakthrough. So that was, I think, the most memorable day. Edwin, your question?
Yes, ma'am. And what was the reaction of ma'am's community when they heard to know that ma'am decided to become an IPS officer, the first woman IPS officer? What was the reaction ma'am got?
I think it was mixed. There was joy and a little bit of anxiety. Joy to see a woman arrived. The parents of daughters start to feel their daughters have arrived because they started to look at me not as Kiran Bedi, but as women, as girls arrived, and that they could arrive, that the girls could reach that position. So many parents start to see a hope as parents for their daughters. So, I became a beacon of hope. But there was anxiety as well whether I would be able to deliver as a woman in a police world or in a male world because it was totally a male world. It was 100% male in policing, just as Indian Army was, and now you have many women in the Indian Army, Navy, Air Force. Earlier, it was quite a question: will she deliver? So there was a question mark. That question mark was also there. So while it was open arms and joy and celebration, there was also a question mark in some people's mind: will she be able to take on criminals? Will she be able to take on law and order issues, which had violence implications? So one had to continue to serve and make things happen, and not prove by choice, but prove by performance. It happened by performance, so it got settled. So earlier was both mixture of joy and anxiety.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Mayur Raki, now it's a routine. Now you have more women. 23% of the IPS batch is all women today. 23%. And the best cadet is also women. So that means she's performed all round the best cadet. So they are outperforming in the whole batch. They're doing so well. So now they've established, proven that given the equal opportunities, it's not a question of man or a woman. It's a question of equal opportunities. And whoever benefits from the equal opportunities stands out. So now it's
So, ma'am,
not a competition between men and women. It's a question of who is more meritorious.
so ma'am was an inspiration for the young girls of India.
Yes, that proved to be an inspiration for the society, particularly. It became an inspiration, but it also was a question mark. But as I performed my duty very naturally, very conscientiously, I think it proved that good, we got women. They were very happy. And then now this society looked for more women in the services. And then the government policy decisions also came, let the police forces be at least 30% women. And we did recruit. In Pondicherry, I know how much we recruited more and more women candidates because we wanted to balance the force with men and women officers. That's how it changed. See, 33% reservation for women in panchayats came out of compelling women to participate. Otherwise, they would not come out to their homes. But now they're proving that having women in panchayats brings in more concern in human management in the village because it's more of healthcare, education, childcare, welfare policies. Rather than brick and mortar, you have human development. because a woman does work towards those. See, that's her nature. It's a biological nature.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you. Mayuraki? Who's the last one? Who's not done?
We've got that. She's not there right now.
Acha. So one person could not, right? Right, Saina? So,
Yes.
Saina, would you like to do a wrap up? We are into
Ji,
3 minutes to close.
ji. Children, three little points. You think about them and you grow with them. You reflect on them. Where are all your values stored? You were talking about values. Where are they all stored? Where is all the wisdom? Now, just see, hear what I'm saying. Where is all the wisdom that you all need for your own journey stored? We all have our own journey, and God has sent us with the wisdom we need for our own journey. Where are all the values stored? They are stored in the self, in the higher self. We all have a space in our life, in our being, which is the higher self, which will guide us correctly always. So tap into it, consult that space often, tap into it. That's your higher space where all your values are stored. Consult that, consult that space. The other thing is learn from everyone, but do not compare yourself with anybody. Learn from everything and everyone, but don't compare yourself with anybody. It's your own journey. You have to be comfortable in your skin. You have to be at peace with your own self. Otherwise, what's the point? And another little thought, we can't drive with an empty tank. How can we move forward with emptiness? And how do you fill yourself up? Now, do you want to fill yourself up with things that are not real, or you want to fill yourself up with the real fuel that will keep you going? That's your faith. That's your love for God. So, while life has its own twists and turns, let that happen. You keep filling yourself up with the divine love. It will keep you going. That's the real fuel. So, grow with these three thoughts.
So grateful. Saina, these are lovely three wrap ups. So, children, we'll stay connected as Shakira has briefed you. Shivani will continue to send you the morning nutrition and we'll stay connected. And you will continue to be connected for events as we celebrate the book reading children's groups. You will be part of now little less than 1,000 students almost becoming. So 1,000 of you now, because we started it 2 years ago. The book reading sessions started 2 years ago. Every Friday, we've held sessions like these. And now we are literally a community of little less than 1,000. So when we celebrate the third year on June the 9th, we will be celebrating in a big way, in our own interesting way. And you'll all be invited and you'll all join in. Before you came in, I was already explaining to Shakira, let's go back to see how do we get a platform on June the 9th where 1,000 of you can assemble and perform according to your talent, whether somebody wants to, whatever, perform. So let's see, we are planning now to work on 1,000. It's a very strong youth network because all of you 14-year-olds who were 2 years ago with us in this group are now 16 years old. You see, so they're all grown up and the faces keep changing and they keep evolving and growing, you as you will. But you can also now know who are your Tamil living, who are Andhra living, who are Telangana living, who are Kerala living, who are Sharjah living. So you can even become friends amongst yourselves and form your own little BR groups of Sharjah where they, through even these are called, earlier we used to have pen friends, now you have e-friends. So you can keep connecting. So it's basically to build friendship for life, and you have a small memory of this. And by the way, this all gone live, so you can ask your friends to see it on the YouTube as you performed, as you chatted. So it's a permanent legacy on our demonstrative learning on the YouTube channel. You can see and revisit it for yourself. You can share it with your friends and share it with your principals you talked so highly of, and your schools you all fondly remember. Thank you very much and all the best till we meet again in the larger gathering. Thank you, Saina, and thank you, friends.
Thank you. Lots of love. Jai Harima. Lots
Thank
of
you,
love.
ma'am.
We thank our audiences
Thank you, ma'am.
for joining. We thank all your parents. We thank your school. We thank your teachers. We thank your principals. Thank you. Thank you to
Thank you all.
everyone. Jai
Lots of love
Harima.
to all
Lots
of
of
you.
love.
Lots of love. Thank you. Nice. You had the quote here? Yeah, it's a good. So, Saina, you can leave if you wish.
Ji, Mummy.
I was just
We
telling
are yet
Shakira.
live. We are, Mummy, give us a moment. We are yet live.